Hello friends, myself Dr. Ashish Kumar Tripathi. I am working as scientist in Jawaharlal Nehru Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Krishi Vigyan Kendra Panna, Madhya Pradesh. Today we are discussing about the biofertilizers, its application, use and its use in improving soil fertility. You will also learn the methods of application of biofertilizer, advantage and disadvantage of biofertilizers. Let's get started. Biofertilizers are the substance that contains microorganism living or latent cells. Biofertilizers increase the nutrients of host plant when applied to their seeds, plant surface or soil by colonizing the rhizosphere of the plants. Biofertilizers are more cost effective as compared to chemical fertilizers. Modern agriculture emphasizes in using hybrid seeds and high yielding varieties that are highly responsive to large chemical fertilizers and irrigation. Indiscriminate use of synthetic fertilizers had led to pollution and contamination of soil and water basins. This has resulted in reduction of essential plant nutrients and organic matter. Chemical fertilizers, which are now being used extensively since the Green Revolution, have depleted the soil health by making the soil ecology non-inheritable for soil microflora and microfauna, which are largely responsible for maintaining the soil fertility and providing some essential and indispensable nutrients to the plants. Biofertilizers are the products containing one or more species of microorganisms which have the ability to mobilize nutritionally important elements from non-usable to usable form through their biological processing such as nitrogen fixation, phosphate solubilization, excretion of plant growth promoting substances or cellulose, and biodegradation in the soil, compost and their environments. In other words, biofertilizers are natural fertilizers which are living microbial inoculants of bacteria, algae, fungi alone or in combination, and they assumed the availability of nutrients to the plants. The role of biofertilizer in agriculture assumes special significance, particularly in the present context of increased cost of chemical fertilizer and their hazardous effect on the soil. Biofertilizers include several microorganisms like bacteria, fungi and algae. These are capable of fixing atmospheric nitrogen and solubilization of native and added nutrients, for example phosphorus in the soil, and turn them into the available form to the plants. They are eco-friendly, cost-effective and renewable source of the plant nutrients. They can play a vital role in maintaining long-term soil fertility and sustainability. Biofertilizers have important role to play in improving the nutrient supplies. Among all the biofertilizers, rhizobium is the maximum researched biofertilizer. The nutrients fixed by the soil microbes are more effective than outside application. It has been expected that nearly 80,000 tons of nitrogen is available over an area of 1 hectare land, as we know that atmospheric air contains 78% nitrogen. The biofertilizers trap some amount of this nitrogen and fix in the soil, which benefits the plants. Since biofertilizer consists of many beneficial microbes, the nutrients availability in the soil improved after their application. Biofertilizers add nutrients through the natural process of fixing atmospheric nitrogen, solubilizing phosphorus and stimulating plant growth through the synthesis of growth promoting substances. There are three types of biofertilizer. First is nitrogen fixation. In this group, rhizobium for leguminous crop, azotobacter and azospirillum for non-leguminous crops, acetobacter for sugarcane only, and blue-green algae, BGA and azolla for lowland paddy cultivation. Second group is phosphorus solubilizing. In this group, phosphatica, this used for all the crops with rhizobium and other biofertilizers. like Azotobacter, Azospirillum and Acetobacter. In this group, VAM, vascular or vascular mycorrhiza are also included. This improved the soil through phosphorus and sulfur availability. Third one is enriched compost biofertilizers. In this group, cellulitic fungi, Phosphotica and Azotobacter cultures are included. The classification of biofertilizers. Several microorganisms and their association with crop plants are being exploited in the production of biofertilizers. They can be grouped in different based on their nature and function. First is nitrogen fertilizers. This group fixes nitrogen symbiotically. Nitrogen biofertilizers help to correct the nitrogen levels in the soil. Nitrogen is a limiting factor for plant growth because plants need a certain amount of nitrogen in the soil to thrive. Different biofertilizers have an optimum effect for different soils. So, the choice of nitrogen fertilizers to be used depend on the cultivated fields. Rhizobium are used for leguminous crops. Acetobacter and Azospirillum, they are used for non-leguminous crop. Acetobacter used for sugarcane only, and blue-green algae and azolla both are used in lowland rice cultivation fields. Second group is phosphorus biofertilizer. Just like nitrogen, phosphorus is also a limiting factor for plant growth. Phosphorus biofertilizers help the soil to reach its optimum level of phosphorus and correct the phosphorus level in the soil. Unlike nitrogen biofertilizers, the use of phosphorus biofertilizer is not dependent on the crops cultivated in the soil. Phosphotica is used for all the crops with Rhizobium, Azotobacter, Acetobacter, etc. Then compost biofertilizers. These biofertilizers used for enrichment of compost and enhancement the bacterial process that break down the compost waste. Cellulitic fungi, Phosphatica and Azotobacter cultures are suitable biofertilizers for decomposition of compost. Vermicompost is 100% pure eco-friendly organic fertilizer. It is observed that due to continuous misuse of chemical fertilizers, the soil loses its fertility and become saline day by day. To overcome such problem, natural farming is only the remedy and vermicompost is the best solution for farming of various crop. Another eco-friendly organic fertilizer which is prepared from sugar industry waste material is decomposed and enriched with various plants and human friendly bacteria and fungi is biocompost. Biocompost consists of nitrogen, phosphate solubilizing bacteria and various beneficial fungi like decomposing fungi such as Trichoderma viride, which protects plants from various soil-borne diseases and also help to increase the soil fertility, resulting in a good quality product to the farmers. As biofertilizer have been defined as biologically active products or microbial inoculants of bacteria, algae and fungi separately or in combination, which may facilitate the biological nitrogen fixation for the benefit of plants. Biofertilizer also include organic fertilizers, manures, etc., which are rendered in the available form due to the interaction of microorganisms or due to their association with plants. This may be categorized into so many groups. First is symbiotic nitrogen fixers. In this group, mainly Rhizobium are studied. Second one, non-symbiotic free living nitrogen fixers. In this group, Azotobacter and Azospirillum. Third one is algae biofertilizers. In this group, blue-green algae or azolla are studied. Then phosphate solubilizing bacteria. Then mycorrhiza. Then organic fertilizers. Then we will discuss about widely used biofertilizers. Friends, we know about the various type of biofertilizers. In this group of biofertilizers, Rhizobium is studied more and also used more and more by the farmers. Rhizobium is a soil habitat bacterium which colonize legume roots and fixes atmospheric nitrogen symbiotically. The morphology and physiology of rhizobium vary from free living condition to the bacteroid of nodules. They are the most efficient biofertilizer as per the quantity of nitrogen fixed concerned. They have 7 genera and highly specific to form nodules in the leguminous crops, referred as cross inoculation group. Second nitrogen fixing bacteria is or biofertilizer Azotobacter. It is a free living nitrogen fixing bacteria which is used as a biofertilizer in the cultivation of non-leguminous crops. Of the several species, Azotobacter crocucocum is widely used, which is capable of fixing nitrogen in the soil. Azotobacter is a gram-negative bacteria. They are aerobic, free living in soil microbes. They play an important role in the nitrogen cycle in nature and binding atmospheric nitrogen, which is inaccessible to the plants, and releasing in the form of ammonia ions into the soil. This is nitrogen fixation. Then Azospirillum. Azospirillum is also known as nitrogen fixing and phytohormones production ability. It is one of very well studied plant growth promoting rhizobacteria. They are used to free atmospheric nitrogen inside the soil so as to fulfill the basic requirement of the plants. None of its species or strains is reported as pathogen for human or plants. It is considered as safest bacteria which can be used as a biofertilizer at commercial level for several crops, especially cereals or grasses including wheat, rice, and which are of economic importance for the whole world. Apart from nitrogen fixation, growth promoting substances production, disease resistance, and drought tolerant are some of the additional benefits of inoculation of Azospirillum biofertilizer. Then cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria have an immense potential as biofertilizer. They have the ability to utilize carbon dioxide, water, and nutrients to convert solar energy into biomass. Efficient application of cyanobacteria have been reported in agriculture practices to reduce global warming by decreasing carbon dioxide gas. Both free living as well as symbiotic cyanobacteria, blue-green algae, have been widely used in rice cultivation in India, and the application of cyanobacteria 20 to 30 kg nitrogen per hectare make available to the crop plants under ideal condition. Then Azolla. Azolla is also a free floating water fern that floats in water and fixes atmospheric nitrogen in association with nitrogen fixing blue-green algae Anabaena azolei. Azolla is used as a biofertilizer because the leaves of this plant have cyanobacteria called Anabaena. This is an algae which have the enzyme nitrogenase in the specialized cell heterocysts. These cells help in fixation of nitrogen with the help of enzyme. The rice plant grown in these paddy fields use this fixed nitrogen. Thus, the yield is increased. Azolla is used as biofertilizer for wetland rice and it is known to contribute 40 to 60 kg nitrogen per hectare in rice field. Then another major group of biofertilizer is phosphate solubilizing microorganism. Several soil bacteria and fungi, notably species of Pseudomonas, Bacillus, Penicillium, Aspergillus, secretes organic acids and lower the pH in their vicinity to bring about dissolution of once phosphate in the soil. Increased yields of wheat and potato were demonstrated due to inoculation of peat based culture of Bacillus polymaxa and Pseudomonas strata. Orbascular mycorrhiza fungi. Mycorrhiza is the product of an association between the fungus and plant roots. Orbascular mycorrhizal fungi are obligate biotrophs that require the plant host to complete their life cycle. vascular or vascular mycorrhiza is formed by the symbiotic association between certain polyphycomycetes, fungi and angiosperm roots. Two types of mycorrhiza are known. First is ecto and second one is endomycorrhiza. Mycorrhizal fungi relationship increased uptake of nutrients, especially phosphorus, zinc and sulfur in the soil. They also make tolerant in the plants to drought. There are 6 genera of fungi belonging to Endogonaceae which have been shown to form mycorrhizal association. Of the 6 genera, Glomus and Gigaspora are widely used. Then another group is plant growth promoting rhizobacteria which are called PGPRs. The group of bacteria that colonize roots or rhizosphere in the soil and beneficial to the crops are referred to the plant growth promoting rhizobacteria or PGPRs. The PGPR inoculants promote growth through suppression of plant disease. They termed as bioprotectants. Improved nutrients sequestration, they termed as biofertilizers, and phytohormones production, they termed as biostimulants. These PGPRs are referred to as biostimulants, and phytohormones, they produce indole acetic acid, cytokinins, gibberellins in inhibitors of ethylene production. Species of Pseudomonas and Bacillus widely used PGPRs. Then friends, we are discussing about the methods of application of biofertilizers. We can use biofertilizers in so many ways. First is seed inoculation or seed treatment. This is the most common practice for applying biofertilizer. In this method, the biofertilizers are mixed with 10% solution of jaggery. The treated seeds should be dried in the shaded overnight and they should be used. Generally, 10 gram of biofertilizer is required to treat 1 kilogram seed before sowing. Second method is seedling root tip method. The seedling root of transplanted crops are treated for half an hour in the solution of biofertilizer before transplanting in the fields. In this method, the seedling requires for 1 acre area are inoculated about 2 to 2.5 kilogram biofertilizers. For this method, a bucket having adequate quantity of water is taken and then biofertilizer is mixed properly and the roots are dipped and then transplanted. This method has been found very much suitable for crops like tomato, rice, onion and cole crops. Flower crops and vegetable crops are mainly treated with this method. Third method is main field application or soil application. This method is widely used for fruit crops, sugar cane and other crops where localized application is needed. At the time of planting of fruit crops, 20 gram of biofertilizer mixed with compost is to be added in the ring of one sapling. The same quantity of biofertilizer may be added in the ring soil of the seedling after it has attained maturity. Sometimes biofertilizer are also introduced in the soil, but this may require 4 to 10 times more biofertilizers. Fourth method is self-inoculation or tuber inoculation. This method is exclusively suitable for application of Azotobacter. In this method, 50 liter of water is taken in a drum and 4 to 5 kilogram Azotobacter is added and mixed properly. Planting material is required for 1 acre area of land are dipped in this mixture. Similarly, if we are treating potato, then the tubers are dipped in the mixture and planting is done after drying the material in the sad. So, we use the biofertilizer in various crops and we are discussing about advantage and disadvantage of biofertilizer. First, we are discussing about advantage of biofertilizers. The biofertilizers make availability of nutrients and it is recorded that yield is increased by 20 to 30% by the application of biofertilizers. They are the best replacement of chemical nitrogenous and phosphoric fertilizers. If we are using biofertilizers, 25% availability of nutrients is added in the soil or vicinity of the root zone. Then the biofertilizer stimulate the plant growth. They also provide protection against drought and some soil-borne diseases. Growth promoting substances are produced by the biofertilizers. More root proliferation are recorded when we use biofertilizer. They give better germination of the seeds, improve the quality and quantity of produce. Biofertilizer, they are higher biotic and abiotic stress tolerance provider, and when we use the biofertilizer, there are no residual effect. So we can use the biofertilizer. There are some disadvantages of biofertilizers, like biofertilizer required special care for long time storage because they are alive. If microorganism contaminated the carrier medium, or if growers use the wrong strain, they are not effective as we can do. Biofertilizer lose their effectiveness if the soil is too hot or dry. So lastly, we can say biofertilizer is a ready to use live formulation of such beneficial microorganisms which on application to seed, root or soil mobilize the availability of nutrients by their biological activity. They helped build up the soil microflora and thereby the soil health. That's all for now. See you in the next class. Thank you.